Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions, and I'm back with Cold Chisel. It's been a little while, but I've done some Jimmy Barnes in between, so hopefully that's been satisfying. So Cold Chisel, Flame Trees is the name of the song, and we'll have a look at the lyrics later because a couple of the band members do write the lyrics. So let's get started with Flame Trees. Cold Chisel, Last Stand, Flame Trees.
These days I like to stay on my farm out of Sydney a lot, mainly because when I'm working it's so hectic. I don't need that when I'm off. I just need the rest, and we don't get any rest when we're in the city, so we stay on the farm, and I ride my horses and take my daughter Mahalia out in the country.
That sentimental bullshit anyway. It takes more than just a memory to make me cry.
I'll back it up a little bit. Yeah, this is it's a good song. It's a bit like it's a bit of a story, isn't it? It's a storytelling song, but you do still hear some power in his voice, a little bit of grit and gravel going on there too. But this is seems more of a storytelling. We'll go through the lyrics afterwards, and but yeah, really interesting, excellent song.
That sentimental bullshit anyway. It takes more than just a memory to make me cry. And I'm happy just to see you round the table with old friends and see which one of them can tell the biggest lie. And there's a girl, she's falling in love down where the piano stand with a local factory worker just holding him. And she's wondering if it feels good or if it feels sad. Do you remember nothing stopped us all the way?
We had already sold quite a few records in Germany previous with a label called Lion Records, who had sort of picked up the imports and brought them into Germany. So we'd
I'm stopping there because the bar is almost out, and I know the ads are going to pop up, so I'm going to miss a little bit of what he says there. But yeah, really excellent song. I can imagine listening to this live in a well, in a concert, but in a pub would be even better, especially with a couple. It's a. I like his voice, as I've said before. I like the grit and the gravel in it, in the voice, and of course the band is very good too. The picture quality of the video, because it's old, is not too good. It's not too clear, but nevertheless, really, really well done. Let's have a look at the lyrics now. All right, Flame Trees by Cold Chisel. Lyrics by Steve Prestwich, I believe the drummer, and Don Walker, piano and keyboards, I think, with the band. Yeah, interesting the beginning too, with Jimmy Barnes talking about being on his farm. I grew up on a farm in the country, obviously, and yeah, it's a very different lifestyle. I kind of like the mix rather than one or the other, to be honest. I like cities too, but yeah, I understand that. A very young Jimmy Barnes, I would say, in this video. Kids out driving Saturday afternoon just passed me by, and I'm just savoring familiar sights. We shared some history, this town and I can't stop that long forgotten feeling of her. Time to book a room and stay tonight. So, reminiscing, I think, of the past, coming back to visit maybe a hometown or something like that. Um, just savoring the familiar sights and the history that he shared with someone else. Number one is to find some friends to say, "You're doing well. After all this time, you boys look just the same." Yeah, well, it's good to hear sometimes, even when it's not exactly true. Number two is the happy hour at one of two hotels. Yeah, small town often has only one or two hotels. I know that situation. And settle into play. Do you remember so and so? So the game of reminiscing about different people, yeah. And number three is never say her name. All right, so love lost perhaps, or yeah, it sounds like that. And oh, the flame trees will blind the weary driver. I don't know what flame trees are, and I didn't look it up. Is it an actual kind of tree? I'm not sure. And there's nothing else could set fire to this town. There's no change. There's no pace. Everything within its place just makes it harder to believe that she won't be around. Yeah. So sometimes small towns, they don't change too much. You go back many years or even decades later, and pretty much the same as it was before. So it's not that it's a slow pace, there's no pace, nothing happening, nothing going on. At least that's the way it feels sometimes. It's not necessarily true, but looks the same, seems the same. So that's what makes it harder to believe that she's not going to be around, because everything else looks the same. I remember these hotels, I remember, the drugstore or whatever, you remember everything else. So where is she? Or where is that relationship? Who needs that sentimental bullshit anyway? Okay, so a bit of sour grapes there, I think. Kind of. You're looking for it, but you don't need it, right? You're sort of denying your need for that. You know it takes more than just a memory to make me cry, and I'm happy just to sit here at a table with old friends and see which one of us can tell the biggest lies. And there's a girl, she's falling in love near where the pianola stands, with a young local factory out of worker just holding hands. So, reminiscing about his own love affair, his past, and sort of seeing probably some of that through someone else who is falling in love. Probably a younger person uh, and a factory worker, reminiscing about your own past. I worked in a factory too. I've done lots of things. And I'm wondering if he'll go or if he'll stay. Do you remember nothing stopped us on the field in our day? Oh, the flame trees will blind the weary driver. There's no change, there's no pace. Okay, I've done this one. I'm just going to scroll down and see what else there is. No, I think that's it. Okay, very good. Yeah, excellent lyrics for a bit of reminiscence. Coming back to your, it could be a hometown, or it could just be a small town that you worked in, and you knew a lot of people, but it sounds sort of like returning to your hometown and maybe a lost love that you had at one time, and she's no longer there. You left too, so Who knows what happened there. Very, very well done. I think a lot of people can relate to it. I think that's what I find with some of the other Cold Chisel songs that we've done too, is that sort of your average working person, whatever that means, can relate to it. So, in other words, almost everybody can relate to the lyrics and the sentiments and the thoughts that they put into their lyrics and into their songs. And then, of course, with Jimmy Barnes expressing it in that voice of his, and the rest of the band knowing their instrument so well and playing so well, it just gives extra power to the lyrics. So, flame trees, I enjoyed it. Don't know what flame trees are. Maybe a real tree, I'm not sure. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. But nevertheless, really, really good song. We'll do some more Cold Chisel. I have a few more on my list to come up yet. And let me know what else you'd like to hear from any singer or band. In the meantime, keep listening, keep having fun. It's Ron from RJJ's Reactions. Bye bye for now.